In this demo, I will show you how NextLabs DAE can be used to restrict access to sensitive data based on the IP address of the user. The policies that we define will block anyone who is attempting to access the data from an unapproved IP address. This functionality can be used to prevent a data breach, even if the user has stolen or has gained access to valid credentials. First, we're going to take a look at the policies that we'll be using to enforce these restrictions. Here in the NextLabs Control Center, we have set up two policies, one that will mask certain data and one that will filter certain data. Both of these policies are set up to restrict access to only a specified set of IP addresses. In this masking policy, we will mask data for users who are not accessing it from an approved IP address. The subject component for this policy is users who are not in the approved location. We define the app server that we want to apply this to, as well as the action, which is the select action. In the obligation section, we define the masking that we want to apply. In this case, we are masking the MENGE field of the EKPO table, and we are applying a full mask, where the symbol that it shows up instead of the masked value will be 9999. If we look at the filtering policy, we can see that some elements are similar. We are again applying the policy to users who are not in the approved location. In the resource components section, we are defining the app server and the table that we want the policy to apply to. In this case, the table is MARA. And in the obligation section, we are defining the condition to be met as the value in the MTART column is not equal to ERSA. Now we'll see how these policies are enforced within the SAP system. First, we will connect as a user from an approved location. This user will not have the masking or filtering policies applied when they attempt to access the sensitive data. Let's open up the EKPO table to see the data that would have been masked. When we view the data, we can see that the values in the MENGE column have not been masked for this user. Now we will go to the MARA table. Here we can see that the user is able to see all of the records, including those that have the value of ERSA in the MTART column. Now we will connect to the SAP system with the same user, but from a system that is not in an approved location. Once again, we will first view the EKPO table. Here we can see that the values MENGE column have been masked with the value that was defined in the policy. Now we will go back to the MARA table. And here we can see that the records with the value ERSA in the MTART field are now filtered. This is where they would have appeared, but they are filtered out, so they're not listed. By masking and filtering based on IP address, DAE can help ensure that even if access credentials are compromised, data cannot be accessed by users who are trying to access the data from unapproved locations.